Well, Democrats showing no sign of letting up. So how should Republicans respond? Let's ask Wisconsin Senator John Barrasso, chairman of the Republican Conference Committee. Senator, thanks for joining us. A lot of your colleagues across the aisle in both the House and Senate seem determined to continue this. And I think the one thread they're holding on to was from the part where Mueller didn't have an opinion on obstruction. But Attorney General Barr said there was no collusion and no obstruction.
The headlines are very clear, Charles. No collaboration, no collusion, no conspiracy. You know, I think that this entire Mueller report is something. He was somebody when he was named. The Democrats said he's the right person. He's the best person for the job. He's done a very thorough job over the last 2 years. I want the full report released, but the headlines are clear. No conspiracy.
And by the way, Senator, I moved your state from the great state of Wyoming.
Thank you.
Okay. But it's pretty obvious the first 24 hours since this report has been out that many in the media and many in Washington, D.C. are not going to let it go. Conversely, what are Republicans going to do? Because President Trump is okay with the report being released. The House voted 420-0 to have it released. It's obvious that the entire report won't be released. I mean, that's just pretty much common sense. But where do your Senate colleagues stand on the public getting a look at this?
It's time to release the report. The public deserves accountability, transparency. The public spent $21 million of taxpayer money. The public has waited for 2 years for the report. I'd say make sure the public gets to see the report. They will see what the results are of, 500 search warrants, 2,800 subpoenas, hundreds and hundreds of interviews. They've done all of this work, very thorough, very complete. No conspiracy, no collusion.
Senator, President Trump at one point saying this was an illegal takedown that failed. Lindsey Graham suggesting he would like to get to the bottom of it. Is there an appetite now for another investigation to go into the source of this, into this probe to again, and many are saying this is not just for President Trump, but this is to protect all future presidents from something as flimsy perhaps as what led to this investigation ever going down this path again?
Well, Lindsey Graham, as you know, is a pit bull. He is going to dig into this, and he's going to fight hard to find out what generated all of this. From my part, as a senator from Wyoming, my focus continues to be jobs, the economy, national security, legislating. There's so much we need to do. We have a crisis at the border that I'm focused on as well. So there are committees, the Select Committee on Intelligence that Chairman Burr is working on, along with Lindsey Graham and the Judiciary Committee. I think they'll get to the bottom of it as well.
Speaking of jobs, a lot of controversy over a procedural vote on the Green New Deal. Apparently the folks who championed it, who said, we've got 12 years left before the planet implodes, are now vocally against any sort of vote on this. Would it be a political gimmick, or is it the best way to let the folks in America know where people stand on this?
I think it's important to let the American people know where the Democrats, and specifically the Democrats running for president, stand on this. But it does seem they want to duck it, they want to dodge it, they want to distance themselves from this so-called Green New Deal, which, as you know, Charles, is unworkable and unaffordable. $93 trillion of the cost would empty everyone's savings account in America. They're talking $65,000 a year would be the cost to the average family in America. Energy costs would go up about $3,800 per family every year, and it won't accomplish anything of what they really say they want to do in terms of actually changing emissions. The United States emissions have been dropping over the last 13 years, and we're only 13% of the global emissions, Charles. China and India, they are 33%, and their emissions continue to go up.
Yeah, it's remarkable that they don't want to go ahead with this vote, but probably it will. Senator Barrasso from Wyoming, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles.